Another beauty of a sunset. Well, good morning. It was a chilly Wednesday morning. Well, it's not too bad in the swathing cap. I'm working on swathing my last 60 acres of wheat. Field goes all back over there. Quite a bit of kochia over by that slough where it's just alkali. Otherwise, most of the field is quite clean. This right behind the corrals is it was barley that I started off because I ran out of wheat seed, so I seeded this last acre back here so with barley, and then I chopped it to test the equipment. Yeah, and then this field is a lot smoother than the other 80 acres of wheat I've done, so it's much more enjoyable to swath. It's also a far better crop. I think the other 80 acres, it ended up being an average of just under 30 bushels an acre. There's a fair bit of volunteer barley in it. This has some volunteer barley in it too, but no, I don't think it will be as bad. Yeah, so we'll see if we can get this swath today, start combining maybe even today, then tomorrow. I'll be dropping a little bit of straw with the rotary here because we want to make about 300 small square straw for ourselves yet. So we'll be doing that yet. Backside of the farm here. My bale yard is a mess right now. I need a lot of cleaning up in there to do. So we just won't look at that. But this part of the field is awesome. Consistent enough I can actually camera this and drive because I'm not busy with the reel and the header. See if I can drive straight. I suck at driving straight, I'll be honest. Quite a bit of kochia through this area too. This is an area that doesn't really seem to grow anything. We're trying to add manure and it's getting a little bit better, but it's still not where it needs to be. That stuff's pretty good. Got one more bush and slough to go around. Both these bushes sat in water for years and so they're basically dead. They only got a couple live trees on the edge. I wish there was actual good bush left for wind shelter for cattle, but it's soon at the point where just push them together, burn them, and farm over it. Just have to buy some of those drill stem panels that are windbreaks, and then I can just move them around and bed cattle on the field more. I decided this area in here, I already made a couple passes back and forth, and then around this old bush here is where I'm going to drop a little bit of straw to make some more small squares. So I'm shaving the ground here and then we get a big windrow. It's nice and clean, the wheat here. And right behind the corrals, it's easy to spread manure back on. And it does get a lot of manure anyway. So I don't mind cutting her a little closer here. Certainly looks cool when you do shave the ground though. Well, that puts a wrap on swath in 2020. Not sure I'll get the combine in yet tonight or not. It's after 4 o'clock. I might as well blow the swather off. And then the combine needs a couple little things and blow the tractor off, fuel them up, all that stuff. But I can at least get them ready for tomorrow. auger's humming. Well, got all that barley moved finally. The auger's set back up for wheat. 1990's warming up. I just gotta tighten up this elevator chain. The little tab on top that keeps the bolts from ever coming loose again though broke off. The bolt was seized in there, so that's lovely. Anyway, I tightened him up a little bit, and I gotta go all the way back down to check it. Kind of a stupid design. The John Deere hopper in design is just way better. This works, but it's complicated. Like, why is that not just on the end in a normal bubble up auger? And same with the turret, with the vertical auger to unload. Why can't that just be on the end like the John Deere? In John Deere, you just have bubble up auger comes up and in. It goes along the floor, and then there's just a pit at the end. Grain goes out. It's way better. Fixed one more of those plastics. It was right beside the hole, so that wasn't too bad. Otherwise, I wouldn't have done it if it had been bad. Busy thrashing. A lot more straw in this field, but again takes more horsepower that I don't have. Especially get a kochia patch like this. There's a big patch over here yet. Some of that stuff maybe isn't completely dried down, even though it's frozen or something, because that sure takes power to chop. Better grab some more samples. Lift the hoist. Try that. Oh, I can go higher. Not the cleanest wheat sample you've ever seen. A few white caps and a few volunteer barley yet. We'll close the concave a little more from when I started, so it got a little better. I don't even know what moisture this is. I haven't done a test on anything really at all this harvest. Everything has been way over dry, so you just combine it and check it later just to be curious. And here's where I bedded cattle last spring, a little bit in winter when it was nice. Crop grew good through there with that manure residue that I had to spread out. Now I'm putting more back on it. Big grain farmers better be right that that's going to yield me more bushels. There's that dugout I see to dry around. That rye really needs the rain to get going. This wheat is actually running pretty good here at home. The field average will be a little less because all these big areas of kochia and stuff that there's nothing. But like this stuff, I'm thinking this is like a swath like this. When I can figure it's running over 50 in these areas. So I think that's really good. Got some big windrows here, and it is using everything the 2290 has. Rotary combine versus conventional naturally just uses more horsepower. And then that Redicop chopper back there, so the last pass before where I cut it low for dropping straw. So what I'll probably do is probably move further east, combine over there for a while, and then later in the night then I'll come back here, and then the straw will be a little tougher, it'll drop nice, and then I'll do this, and then I won't finish the field tonight anyway, so there'll be some more video in the daytime tomorrow. And then I'll show you how I drop straw with the case. Basically just swing that Redicop chopper off to the side, make sure the belt is loose enough it ain't driving, and then kind of got to tie it to that ladder. A bit of a draw up to this power pole here where it always yields good just in this little area here and right behind the corral, so it gets lots of manure, because if it's real cold and windy, well then I'll feed close in behind here, so lots of organic matter. Alright, well it'll be hard to show this in the dark, because I don't think I can turn the flash on. No, can't. But I'm gonna unlatch the chopper and start dropping straw. Just gotta swing it out of the way. There, now I got some tracker lights I can see. Swing the chopper out of the way, and then it's right in here. Just gotta take that belt off. If that's nice and loose, if that's nice and loose, it won't spin. I know from dropping straw before with this thing. And then I don't have any twines. I'm just gonna use a tarp strap right now, and I have to do this with two hands to put this on. Then I can't kick back, and then we're ready to drop straw. Well, let's go look at the first straw windrow. I'll have to walk a little further over where it wasn't as thin. This looks like it's still chewing it up pretty fine. So the thing is, our small square baler, as you saw in the one video, it has such a small pickup. It's so narrow, so that's why I figured this would be actually better than running the John Deere for a little bit of straw. This will be really easy to pick up with the square baler, but yeah, it still chews it up pretty fine, but I think it'll be alright for the squares for calving barn and stuff like that. So I got some big windrows here to to drop. Yeah, so now that I'm dropping straw, it's almost like running that John Deere again. The power requirement has dropped massively. It's almost easy. It sure takes a big swath and makes it small when you windrow through a rotary. But yeah, it's just going through the combine way easier, not having to run that chopper. Running on fumes for fuel, so I'm just trying to do these last few passes dropping straw, and then I'll quit for tonight. Finish the field tomorrow. I probably said that already anyway. Something else I was going to add to it. Oh yeah, dropping it later in the evening here, because then hopefully it's a little tougher, the straw holds together a little better. You don't really want to drop straw from a rotary during the heat of the day. Well, the 2290 is basically running on fumes, but we're going to call it a night because of that. I don't feel like refueling them yet. Got the few acres here that I wanted to drop straw on done, so that's the biggest thing. So pick this video back up tomorrow.